강원찬님, halfmoon님, 희님, how's it going? It's going all right, I guess. How are things with you? How are things with you? Hey, 현정님. 민숙님. 민숙님? Are those two names? My trip was great. It was great. I am super tired right now, but the trip was good. I really needed it. Pretty good, yeah. Hey, Rolltipnim, what's up? Yeah, what's up, Kiwi Bird? Yeah, it's been a while. I'm doing all right. I'm very, very tired after my 4-day trip. But besides that, I'm doing great. How about you, RMD? What's up? You don't have any arguments? What do you mean? You mean maybe you were trying to say you don't have any complaints. Complaints, I can't complain. Wait. Wait. Hold on a second. Whoa. This? Yeah, okay. I got back, I think it was around 4:30, between 4 or 4:30 today. Yeah, so it's been several hours. It hasn't even been 5 hours. I think it's been about 4 hours since I came back. I'm doing all right. How are you? Doing okay. How are you doing? Do you guys have anything going on this weekend? Oh, man, super tired. You thought my answer was how are things with someone? Well, I was asking how are things with you. How are you? Good. How are things with you? With an emphasis on you. Something. Whew. How did you pick that place for your trip? Just did a bit of searching. Just a bit of searching online. Nothing fancy. Just a little bit of searching online, nothing fancy, and it looked pretty good online. The reviews were pretty good, and so yeah. I'm really tired right now. I was just telling everybody else that I was really tired because I just got back from a 4-day trip. Wait, is 4-day correct? I left on Tuesday and came back today. So is that a 4-day trip or what? That's a 4-day trip, right? Have I been to any other places in the Gangwon province? You mean during my trip? During my trip this time? No, I stayed pretty much in Gangwon-do. I went to Samcheok. Have you guys been to Samcheok? Yeah, 4-day trip. Super tired. That's right, from the train. Why didn't you just skip this Friday, Saturday? Because I wanted to talk to you guys. I wanted to see how you guys been. Why didn't you just skip? Why didn't you just skip? You could have just skipped. I think I would have just skipped. Have you had all sorts of seafood there? All sorts of seafood? No, actually not that. No, just a few. Just a few. The seafood we had there, you know, in terms of food, it wasn't like, no, you know, I think the best part about the trip was the place that we stayed at, because we had instant access to the beach. It was a very nice beach too. We had a terrific view of the beach. There were rocks and nobody else on the beach. We during our entire time there, we saw maybe 3 or 4 people from our place, and we had instant access to that beach, which was really nice. We collected seashells. We just spent some time there. If only it hadn't been so cold, it would have been a little nicer. But the weather gets, I think the weather tends to be very unpredictable. Maybe it's because we were so close to the beach. I don't know. So besides the temperature, everything was just perfect. Yeah. Was it better than Gosong? Well, in terms of food, I think the Gosong trip was a lot better. But in terms of, well, you know, there were so many good things about my Gosong trip. But there's, I guess I could say that there was one good thing about this particular trip that was better than the Gosong trip, and that was that because the Gosong was the South Sea, and this trip we were at we were on the East Coast, and so we saw a lot of beautiful waves. I think the sea is a lot better to look at and just better to be around when there are waves. I don't know if you guys ever been to the South Coast, but there are no waves. No waves. The ocean barely makes any sound. And so if you like to hear like the ocean waves crashing on the seashore, then you should definitely go to either the East Coast or the West Coast. The South Coast there are no waves. So South Coast, well, I've been to Gyeongnam Gosong, which was the South Coast. Get some good footage for... No, actually no. I wanted to, but I guess I'm just really not the vlogging type. I was determined when I was leaving for the trip. I was determined that I would get some footage of myself and just, hanging around and stuff. But then I guess it's kind of mainly because of my dogs. My dogs, they're just so willful dogs, They're just very, very willful dogs. They don't really follow us around. What usually happens when we take our dogs out is we follow our dogs around. So our dogs, they're very insistent. Very, very insistent, very, very willful. And so they go wherever they want and we get dragged. Yeah, they drag us around pretty much. And so there was barely anything else that we could do. Like our hands are full because, Amber, she's like 23 kilograms, so she's a pretty strong dog. And Brody, he only weighs about 5.4, maybe 5.5 kilograms, but he's all bone and muscle. And so, and he's very willful and very, very, very insistent most of the time. Very insistent on doing what he wants to do, going where he wants to go, and pretty much he drags us around. So so trying to film myself or film anything while we were out there was just it was not as easy as it sounds. Samcheok. Yeah, I was really surprised. I was really impressed. Very, very impressed. They have a lot of beautiful beaches, yes. No, I went with my family, my wife and my dog, so it must have been a more enjoyable time because the weather was nice. Well, actually, the temperature difference between here, where I live, and there, where I stayed for 4 days, was about 10 degrees. Can you believe that? It's just a 3-hour drive from here to that place, to Samcheok, but the temperature difference was 10 degrees. So, from what I understand, because I kept in touch with some of my members on Discord, the temperature here in Seoul, well, I'm not in Seoul, but the temperature in Seoul and where I live, it was in the mid-20s, right? Is that right? It was in the mid-20s? Where I was, it was on average around 14 and 15. The highest temperature was around 14 and 15 on average. So, yeah, that's pretty much... whoops. My wife just sent me something. Oh, okay. All right, she sent me some pictures that we took when we were there. Wow. Yeah, I'm gonna share some of these pictures on Discord later. Is this place near the sea? You mean the place that I stayed? Yes, we were practically on the beach. The place that we stayed at, we were practically on the beach. Yeah. Did I have a blast? Yeah, I guess you could say that. I wouldn't really call it a blast. Because we didn't like party or anything, you know. We were there just to chill, and that's exactly what we did. Yeah. My wife's just sending me some pics. Blast means just like a really, really great and fun time. Like a very exciting and very fun time. Have a blast. So to have a blast means to have a really fun and exciting time. Yeah. But yeah, we weren't really looking to have a blast or anything. This trip was more about just, you know, the entire family going together for one. That was the most important thing. And you know, we were just when we were looking for a place to stay, we were looking for the most relaxing place that we could find. And I think we got just that. It may have been just a little bit too peaceful, you know, like not really having much to do. But then we didn't really mean to. It's your favorite? Yeah, we went to Samcheok. We went to Mukho, the Mukho Harbor. You guys know the Mukho? That place, it was actually a lot more fun than we thought it was going to be. Mukhoang there was something really cute about that harbor. Yeah, there's something, I don't know. And it was surprisingly clean. I don't know if they did something with that place recently, but it was surprisingly clean, and it was just very pleasant to be in. Yeah. So basically it looks like you're chasing after Amber and Bro. Yeah, basically, yeah. Freezing cold there? Well, it wasn't. Well, it was kind of. Yeah, there were moments when we thought we were going to freeze to death because we weren't really properly dressed. For that temperature. And we didn't take into account the wind chills. Because I don't know. I guess we just don't travel enough to know that in advance. But we did not expect there to be so much wind. But then we were on the beach, practically on the beach. And, you know, the place that we stayed at was practically on the beach. And so, yeah, there were a lot of winds. a lot of winds. It's been literally hot for a few days here. I was out wearing sleeveless shirt yesterday. Yeah, 25, 26. That's just a few degrees away from 30, right? Good evening, Janie. My running nose never stopping. You got a cold or something? No rain. Well, there was no rain. Nope, not a drop. Not a single drop. On our way back, I guess, like on our way back, the drive back was very pleasant as well. It was mostly very sunny and very nice, except for just a few raindrops that we saw. Besides that, it didn't even rain. It did not even rain. Step onto the beach as soon as you walked out the door. Yes. You're just taking the words right out of my mouth. Yes. Yeah, basically. The place that we stayed at, it's located like, I'm not even kidding. It's practically on the beach. And so as soon as you walk out the front door of the, I guess, what do you call it? The place, the lodge, you're basically stepping onto the beach, and probably about not even 100 meters, and you would hit the ocean. Your feet is already touching the ocean water. To have a really fun experience. Yeah. Bukho is in Donghae City, isn't it? Yes, it is. So it was. We did have to drive out a little bit. The real narrative of the place. Narrative. What is the instant accent? Narrative? What do you mean narrative? Hay fever season. Is it? From what I've heard, Bukho is known for solo travelers because they have a great transportation system. Oh, do they? Air conditioning is so bad in spring. Air condition is so bad in spring. Oh, you mean the air quality? There's so much air pollution? Yeah. Yeah, that's right. I don't know if lodge is the proper way to describe it. It's basically an Airbnb. It's an Airbnb that's not really an Airbnb. You know what I mean? It's basically someone's home and we're just staying there and we're paying for it. I guess you could say it's an Airbnb. An Airbnb that is not on the Airbnb platform, I guess you could say. I don't know if lodge is the proper word for that. So, have you guys been? How have you guys been? You got any? You guys have any plans for this weekend? Been 충농증 a week ago. Oh, I know what that's like. And I drinking every day, morning and night. My runny nose still coming out. You have to go see someone about that. You should not let that just. Yeah, you should not let that continue. Was it expensive? There was extra charge for 2 dogs and for 2 barbecue grills. And I guess if you took that away for 3 nights, I'm not exactly sure how much they charged for the barbecue grill. I'll have to check. But if I were to guess, and if I were to take those away from the basic 3-night stay, I think it would come out to be somewhere around maybe like 700,000 won for 3 nights. Hope I can visit a place like that and walk around with my dog and do nothing sometime. You should definitely try it. Good to hear you went to Bukho. It's near my father's hometown. Oh, is it really? I like Gangwon even more because the scenery on the way there and back is beautiful. It certainly is, yes. Yes, we barbecued. That's right. Preparing midterm exam. Okay. Yeah. Oh yeah, we did a cookout for 2 nights in a row. We had some beef. Well, the first night, no. So we were there for 3 nights, right? And we did a cookout on the second and the third night. On the first night that we did it, we just had, we had both beef and pork. And what else did we do? Yeah, just beef and pork, basically. And the second night that we cooked out, it was mostly seafood, and we added a little beef as well. Doing nothing is the perfect weekend plan. Doing nothing, yeah. So you guys planning on doing nothing? Doing nothing at all? Oh, okay, cool. Sounds good. Sounds good. You know what? Actually, I don't know what it is, but talking to you guys, I was like really tired and ready to fall asleep right up until I started the stream. But talking to you guys, it kind of wakes me up. You're in Samcheok right now? Do you live there? How and who did you find that hidden gem, the Airbnb? Who did I find? How, so you're asking how? I just did a little bit of searching online. That's it. Did I buy any souvenir from this trip? Souvenir? No, I did pick up some seashells because my wife loves to pick up, and she's really good at it too. Yeah, she found a lot of really interesting looking ones. I don't know. Before I met my wife, I never thought of collecting seashells from the beach. But it's kind of like that's a thing that she always does when we go to the beach. And I just went out with her and we collected seashells. Most of the ones that I picked up were like ugly. She always picks the real good ones. I think it's so nice that you can bring dogs along on trips. I'm a cat owner, though, so I can't really go away for too long. I see, that's right, yeah. Well, that's what you get. I watched Project Hail Mary. Oh, did you? On the last weekend? Okay. Which was very good. Cried a lot with people in the theater. Really? I was touched by the friendship of human and alien. Uh-oh, okay. Say no more, please. You might spoil it. I have a part-time job tomorrow in a convenience store. I don't want to go. Oh, okay. It's okay. You try to enjoy it as much as you can. Just think about what you enjoy. Just, yeah. So tell us, what do you enjoy about it? I was cat sitting for 4 days. It wasn't a big deal. I just changed the water and cleaned the litter box, and I stayed for a few hours there doing nothing. Really? Is that something you do as like a side job? Or were you looking after someone's cat, maybe someone you know? I can imagine Amber and Brody sitting next barbecue grill and watching only grilled meat. Yeah, we grilled some meat separately for them, just for them. We had some extra meat for them. My dog can't take his eyes off when of course, like. If your dog isn't fixated on the food, whenever, like, it doesn't really matter what kind of food it is. Like, whenever you have food on the table or wherever, if your dog is not fixated on the food, that there's something wrong with your dog. Your dog is probably sick. You're on a trip with your family. Oh, really? Oh, that's great. That's awesome. Hey, maybe we were in the same area, Oh, and there was, because, whenever you go to the coast, there are so many beaches, right? I think our favorite, the beach that we were on, I think we were near the Chotdaebawi something Kil. The place that we stayed at was near I don't remember the exact name, but it was near some location that's called like Chotdaebawi Kil or something like that. But there was this one beach that we went to. It was called Yonghwa Beach. That beach is awesome. Yonghwa Beach is awesome. Yeah. You have no plans for the weekend? I guess I'm just going to read and rest. Oh, okay. That sounds like a really good weekend, actually. Is subtitle automatically generated? Yes, it is. It is automatically generated. Because if you think about it, like how else would this be generating, right? No one's going to be sitting next to me and typing everything that I say. That would be, I would have to pay someone a good deal of money if I were to have someone do that, right? That would require some trained skill there. Your sister's cat, okay. Today was the last. I was happy to see Polly? I feel like she knows me a bit. Oh, Polly's the name of the cat. Polly or Polly? On my way home, it feels a bit chilly to me. I see. Well, it's night. The temperature gap is probably pretty big these days. Good evening, 영자님. What's up? How you doing? 추암해변. Hey, that sounds really familiar. 추암해변. Do dogs love barbecue like people do? How could they not? How could they not? Because you've never lived with dogs. Dogs, they like, from my experience, they like everything except coffee and beer. I guess it really depends on the dog. But in my experience, Amber has tried to eat everything except coffee and beer. No, 용화. It's called 용화. Just came in. Apparently you went to Samcheok, right? Was it your first time? Yes, it was my very first time in Samcheok, and it was great. Yeah. 촛대바위 was on 화면 조정 시간 when I was little too. What is 화면 조정 시간? I don't know why, but I think I tend to be inclined to ugly things. Really? Okay. I guess it depends on what kind of ugly it is, right? It's awesome. What's awesome? Oh, you mean the subtitles? Yeah, it's awesome because it's orange. That's why it's awesome. If it was just plain white text, it wouldn't be awesome. Don't you guys agree? I would zip my mouth, so sorry. I didn't mean to spoil the whole thing. Oh, no, it's okay. I mean, I think what you said about the alien and the human getting along, that much is pretty much, it's pretty obvious just by watching the trailer. So you haven't really spoiled anything. They can't barbecue, so their bodies must be a death. Well, I think they like both. They like both raw and cooked meat. Your cat also can't take his eyes off whatever the food is. Yeah, of course. Yeah. Of course. Yonghwa Beach. My favorite part, I guess, if you were to ask me why, or what it was about Yonghwa Beach that I like so much, I don't know if that's like a normal thing, but when we went there were seagulls just hanging around there. Like, I would say probably about like at least 100 seagulls just hanging around on the beach. I don't know what they were doing. And they would just kind of take turns doing these flights. It was very fun to watch. 소녀 감성이 있어? I don't know how to say that exactly, but if I wanted to say something like that, although I don't think I would ever really say anything like that. But I would probably say, there's a little girl in her. There's a little girl in her. Oh, 화면 조정 시간, it's something like, please stand by. Really? The seagulls didn't even run away when you were there. Oh, no. We didn't want to bother them, so we didn't get close. We just watched them from a distance. How do you say this in Korean? How would you say this in Korean? Yeah. You know what? I have a feeling that if you were starting from the Korean text, a lot of you guys would have had trouble coming up with this. Must have been really fun. So you went to Samcheok to drive because you have Samcheok to drive? No, I didn't go there to drive. Oh, you meant I drove there. Yeah. I drove there. Yep. Yeah, how long did it take? It's only a 3-hour drive. I think it takes, if you were to make no stops on the way, you can probably make the trip in about 2 hours and 45 to 50 minutes. It doesn't even take 3 hours. But we did make, I think we made, when we were, when on our way there, I think we made 2 stops at 2 different rest stops. On our way back, we only made 1 stop. And so, yeah. How you pronounce girl? It's hard to pronounce Earl sounds. Such a world as... Yes, well... Okay, first of all, Sugar님, I think the most important thing is to... How should I say this? I think the real problem that most people have, and I want to stress most, because of course some people, for some reason, they literally can't say it. Although I don't believe that. I think it's just them refusing to say it. But what I think is most important is that you have to find the courage to actually make the sound. You have to tell yourself it's okay. It's okay. I know it sounds, it feels weird. It feels so weird to say girl, but just it's okay. It's okay to make that sound. I think it's the embarrassment, the cringe. It's so cringy. It's so embarrassing to say girl. But you can say it. You can make the sound. But you're not letting yourself do it because it just feels so weird. It's so cringy. It is so cringy to say girl. And so you're not allowing yourself to do it. You know what I'm trying to say? Am I making sense here? So I think that's step 1. Step 1 is to find the courage to overcome the cringe, the embarrassment of actually making the sound Earl. I think that's step 1. After that, you just need a little bit of practice to make it sound a lot closer. It was really hard to tell what it was from a distance. Yes, that's right. In a distance would work too. In a distance? Watch them. No, not in a distance. From a distance. Because I don't want to make mistakes when talking about them. You don't want to make mistakes when talking about what? I'm gonna try to find... What was J Park? This? You're talking about this? You know, life is too short to be afraid of making mistakes. Life is way too short to be afraid of making mistakes. And you know what? In reality, no matter how hard you try, you're going to make mistakes anyway. So I think most people go down one of 2 routes. One, they're not afraid of making mistakes and they make mistakes. 2, they're afraid of making mistakes and they make mistakes. I think it's just one or the other. There's no such thing as doing your best to avoid making mistakes and not making mistakes. I don't think that happens in reality. In reality, what happens is you just make mistakes. Because that's the only way you learn. You learn by making mistakes. Is there anything in this world that you learn without making mistakes? Is there anything in this world that you learn without making any mistakes? Can you come up with one thing? Dark L is the key. Yeah, dark L's are really important, I think. But then, it really depends, because there are a lot of people around the world that don't use the dark L. They just make the L sound very clearly. They just kind of ignore the whole dark L system, and they just speak pretty good English. Yeah. When your dogs notice seagulls, do they chase seagulls or watch them from a distance? Okay. That's a good question, because I never really thought. My dogs, this time when we were on the trip and when they saw the seagulls, they didn't really they didn't really care. I don't think they really minded at all. It's like, yeah, it's like they paid no attention to it. Yeah, I'm really tired, actually. I feel a little better talking to you guys now, but I was really tired before. What bands do I like most? Like, I don't know any current bands, by the way. But back in the day, I guess you could say my favorite was Nirvana, like when I was very little. I think I was in elementary school, like 5th grade, 6th grade, I'm not exactly sure. Yeah, I was really into Nirvana. That was my favorite band. And I think anybody who liked Nirvana liked a lot of the other similar bands like Pearl Jam, Smashing Pumpkins, Stone Temple Pilots, like Green Day, you know. My whispering. I think I know what you mean. Thank you for your advice. Yeah. 먼 발치서 지키면 먼 발치서. My game channel is called Start New Game. I think the handle is Start New Games. I think this is the YouTube handle, and I think you can search for this. I hope that's the right one. Jeez. Scorpion. I wasn't really into Scorpions or Led Zeppelin for some reason. What is? I'm sorry. What? What is roughed? What is roughed? Is that a typo? How was the weather at Samcho? Didn't it rain when you were? No, it did not rain. It was cloudy. I think Thursday the weather was very good throughout most of the day Thursday. So yesterday the weather was really good. We had, well, in the morning it was very, very dark and cloudy in the morning. So I was kind of I was a little disappointed when I got up on Thursday, but then I think, yeah, the skies cleared up around 11, I think. Yeah, so it was really nice and warm, very sunny. It was very, very nice. And the first 2 days weren't that bad as well, because it was hard for me to tell the difference between them in a real conversation. I was afraid I might be making mistakes when talking about beaches, not the other one. It was hard for me to tell the difference between them in a real conversation. I was afraid I might... I'm not exactly sure what you're talking about here. Yeah, so currently my gaming channel is not big enough to be searched. You have to actually put in the YouTube handle. You work and live in Brisbane. Okay, your English is not perfect. Neither is mine. I don't think anybody speaks perfect English, but my sweet customer always get it, and we can have a conversation. Even if I say like "kettok," they understand like "찰떡." So glad. Yeah, I mean, most people. Maybe not actually most, but I really want to believe that a lot of people out there are nice enough to be very understanding of your horrible and bad English, just like how we are with foreigners speaking Korean. You know, we're very understanding of that, right? And so it's pretty much the same thing. And you know, as I always say, those who point out your bad English will pretty much point out anything to make you feel inferior. You guys know that, right? Please tell me you guys know that. Anyone who is willing to point out your bad English and make you feel bad for it will pretty much point out anything that they can in order to make you feel inferior. My God, I realized I was listening to your stream at 8.5 speed. No wonder it sounds so relaxing, easy to understand. At 8.5? Oh, you mean 0.5, not 8.5. Red Hot Chili Peppers. I like a few of their songs. Shit, well, can't remember the title. Anyway, I like a few of their songs, not all of them. You like Radiohead? 찌질한 목소리? What's 찌질한 목소리? I'm really not into British rock because I know not all of British rock is like that, but the thing that I'm, you know, I guess there's really no point in trying to describe exactly why you don't like something or why you like something, because I have this belief that when you like something, you just like it. And when you don't like something, you just don't like it, right? So, for example, let's say someone doesn't like pizza. You ask them, why don't you like pizza? That's a stupid question. If someone doesn't like pizza, they don't like pizza. They don't have to have a reason for it, okay? And so that's kind of how I feel about most things. But if I were to try and understand myself a little better and try to pinpoint why I don't like British rock, I think it's just the way I don't know, just the vibe. It just feels a little dreamy. I mean, doesn't British rock often have that? A lot of their music sounds a little dreamy. Doesn't it? Although, wait, Phil Collins. Is Phil Collins British? I do like Phil Collins. I love his music. I love his voice. I like the way he sings too. How long is this live stream usually? It depends on what we're doing. Tonight we're just chatting. I just wanted to talk to you guys, say hello, because I just came back from a trip. I guess on average we stream about an hour and a half to 2 hours, but it depends on what we do. Sometimes we stream for like 3 hours or even longer. For some reason means I don't know the reason. But just because I don't know the reason doesn't mean there is no reason. There is a reason to everything, right? So I'm just saying it's kind of a mystery to me, but it happened anyway, or it's like that anyway. How old am I? How old do I look? Shut up, everybody. Don't tell 일본님 how old. 일본님, can you guess? Guess. How old do I look? How old do you think I am? Guess. Guess how old I am. Take a guess. $40? 37? 일본님, what about you? Young 40. $38, a little aged. Yeah, come on. I want 일본님 to take a guess. Take your best guess. 현정님 says 37. I wonder if 일본님 is still watching. Kaido님 just made a typo. She meant to type 48. Oh, 0.85. There's a 0.85 option? 0.85? I'm seeing 0.75. I'm not seeing a 0.85. I wonder if it depends on like the browser or something. Can you guess? How do I look? How old do I look? How old do you think I am? So I guess 일본님 is not gonna guess. Oh, okay. So you can micro adjust it? Oh, okay, cool. I didn't know that. Someone who asked how old you are is gone. I can't find that person. It's 일본님. 일본. What is that? I9I4D? Or is that L9L4D name? Maybe the person wasn't asking me. Maybe they were asking someone else. Not as young as I used to be. Nobody's young as they used to be. Oh yeah, I love that song. Yeah, it's such a good song. Yeah. Susudio? That song is awesome, man. I still hear it from time to time. I still listen to it from time to time. It's so good. He's leaving a question. I don't know. Maybe they're too shy to guess or something. Maybe they're just being polite by not really guessing. I don't know. Now is the youngest, guys. You are currently the youngest that you will ever be. That's what they say, right? Yeah, that song is awesome. Yeah. And there's something about the song. Do you know the song Something in the Air? Is that the right title? I think that's the right title, right? Something in the Air? My gosh. So one thing that I know about myself is that I'm very, very immature. I'm very immature. I'm very childish. And you guys might think that I'm just saying that, but it's true. If you really knew the way I am, generally, then you would absolutely understand what I'm talking about. Like, if my friends were here, they would just be nodding along. They say, oh yeah, this dude, he's just, oh my god. Yeah. Today you're wearing a green coat, not a red one. Well, yeah, a hat is a hat, you know. A hat is a hat. Childish isn't necessarily bad. I guess it's not all bad, but it does have a lot of downsides when you are responsible for a family. Yeah. Oh, that's so nice of you to say, Kaidoni. I really wish I liked that about myself too, but it's actually the one thing that I would love to change about myself. But you know, I guess that's what life is. That's just what life is, right? It's kind of like, you know, we always tend to be a little more judgmental about ourselves than others. Or at least some of us are like that. Is that true? Kaidoni, you're about my age? How old am I? Am I 44 or 43? I can never really know. I can never really know. 43 or 44? Let's see. I'm gonna ask Claude. Let's ask Claude. If I was born in 82, how old am I? Jeez, it's taking long. 43? Okay, so I'm 43. Yeah. The newspaper says 44? Oh, okay. Hey, Manium, what's up? What's going on? It's good to see ya. It's been a while. What are you up to? What are you up to tonight? What are you up to this weekend? Yep, that's right. Ketty, yeah. You've been in the States for 4 months, and you were surprised to see many people asking you how old you are. Of course, they were not strangers. Okay. Why were you surprised? Oh, I guess you're surprised because of how sensitive Korean people generally tend to be about age. Is that why? You know, I know that asking people how old they are, and not only age, but like other stuff, I know it can sound rude or impolite at times, but you know, I've decided that I'm not going to worry about that. I'm just not going to care. I mean, if they're genuinely offended by that for some reason, I would apologize, because whether or not I meant it, if they felt insulted by something I said, sure, I guess I would apologize, but I would only apologize as a courtesy, not because I'm actually sorry. You know what I mean? Not because I actually feel bad. I think if anybody is curious about you about anything, they can ask. I mean, okay, for example, let me put it this way. There is nothing that you can ask me that would upset me. There's nothing that you can ask me that would upset me in any way, in any capacity. And so, you know what they say, treat others as you would treat yourself. So it's kind of hard for me. Like, it's kind of hard for me to imagine or understand why someone would be upset by something that someone simply asked about you. You know what I mean? Why would you feel bad? Unless someone is being just straight up obnoxious. Because there are those people who ask certain questions just to, obviously to get you worked up or make you mad or something. But I like to believe that I can pick up on that. And I guess I would just completely ignore those people. I think there's something wrong with my chat. My chat is not working. Is my chat working, guys? I think my chat's not working for some reason. My chat is not working. Is something wrong with my stream? Stream health. My stream health looks good. My chat's frozen, guys. I don't know why my chat's frozen. Can you guys still hear me? Oh, okay. It's unfrozen. Okay. All right. I don't know why, but it kind of just froze for a moment. Yes. That's right. That was because I heard for Western people asking age were very rude. Really? Why? I cannot figure it out. Like, why does asking someone's age, why does it have to be... I've never heard that. And I've never felt it. The Korean people tend to wonder how old other people are. What do you think about it? Americans hardly ask how old people are. I hear people asking each other's age all the time. Some Koreans don't say their real thoughts in mind. They have a meaning behind, I guess. You're not feeling your age still? That's good, right? I don't know. I don't know. In my mind, saying that asking someone their age is rude is, on some levels, accepting the fact that getting old is somehow an embarrassing thing. Does that make sense to you guys? That's how it feels to me. Saying that asking someone's age is rude is, on some levels, at least as far as I can tell, is accepting the fact that when you age, when you get old, it's somehow an embarrassing thing, or somehow it's a bad thing, it's a negative thing. I don't know. That's what it sounds like to me. Yeah, absolutely. Actually, that's not just specific to age. That's specific to anything, about anybody. There was the moment my friend from Canada was a bit upset because I said, your face is so small. She considered it very rude, and then I would explain her that we usually take that as a compliment. Yeah, so usually making a comment on someone's appearance or their any detail that is related to their appearance is generally regarded as rude. Like whatever it is. And one thing that I've noticed that Westerners in general, and I guess, and when I say Westerners, I guess I'm mostly referring to English-speaking people, like people who speak English natively. They, unless they're deliberately trying to make fun of someone or just joking about someone or even mocking someone, if that's not their main intent, they usually don't make any remarks or comments about someone's appearance. You know how in Korea we love to talk about someone and say that they look like someone, like they look like some actor or some comedian or someone on just anybody who is well known, right? We do that really often. But one thing that I noticed about English speakers, like native English speakers, they don't often do that. I rarely hear them making comments or remarks on like who they look like. But it's something that we do a lot in Korean. Like the moment that someone reminds us of someone, we like to make that comment, right? Asking age is like prying some personal info for Western people. I don't think it's just for Western people. I think just it's like that for some people. Some people who are, I don't know, like kind of like kind of insecure about how they look to other people or what other people think of them. What makes me think that I'm immature? Because, well, it's a lot of things. It's complicated. It's not just one or two things. It's just kind of the way I think, the way I live my life, the choices I make, the way that I am with people, the way that I am socially. I'm not just saying that. I really believe that I'm immature. You know, Kim-Sem-nim, if I were you, I guess I'm not really the right person to give this type of advice, but I'll just tell you what I do, right? I'll just tell you what I do. What I do is, if I want to know something about someone, I ask. That's what I do. I don't really care about whether if it's something that's appropriate to ask or say. If I want to, I just like in most cases. Of course, I have some level of filter. Like, let's say, for example, let's say I want to kill somebody. I'm not going to say that to them. I'm not going to say, I want to kill you. Of course, I'm not going to say that. But I'm saying, like, generally. You know, I don't know. That could be, but from, I don't know, just my understanding of it is that they just generally don't make any comments or remarks about any visual detail about a person. They just tend not to do that. Unless it's an obvious compliment, like, oh, you have really nice skin. But doing that in a very, I think doing that using some sort of exclamation, right? Oh, you've got such great hair, or you got really great skin. I think that's fine. But when you are using a descriptive comment, do you understand what I'm trying to say? So when you're saying something that's very descriptive, like you've got long legs, instead of saying nice legs, oh, you got long legs, then it sounds like you're analyzing. You're analyzing and you're describing, and when it gets too descriptive, I think that's when it could get kind of rude or very inappropriate, depending on what you say. So if you really feel like making a comment on someone's visual detail or anything like that, I highly recommend that you use some sort of exclamation and make it sound obviously nice. Okay? So instead of saying you have really big eyes, because I think that's not very appropriate, it's much better to say you've got beautiful eyes. You know what I mean? Once I hit my 30s, time literally flies so fast, it's crazy. Yeah, it is crazy. Similarly, people in Korea often say, you look tired today, but I later realized it's actually considered quite rude. You can say it. If you want to say it, say it. 오히려 좋아. 그런 걸 피곤하게 고른 사람은 일단 걸으면 돼. Yeah. And if I'm being really honest about about what I think about that, I think a lot of people consider certain remarks or comments or questions rude because it's just normal to consider those rude. Do you know what I'm trying to say? I think a lot of people actually don't really take offense to those type of questions and remarks. But they respond in that way because it's normal to respond in that way. And I think people just want to seem normal. That's what I believe. That's what I believe. I believe, so let's say that, like, asking someone's weight, asking someone their weight. I'm sure there are some people out there who are generally who are genuinely uncomfortable with that question. But what I believe is that there are a lot of people out there who just don't really feel much. They actually don't. They don't really feel bad or good about that question, but they say that it's uncomfortable because that's what normal people feel. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Have you taken the MBTI test? Yes. But I don't know what my MBTI is. I forgot. And I think I took the test about twice. I'm not even sure if I finished both times. I probably, I don't remember. Could you teach us how to react when someone makes good comment on me, except thank you? Well, how do you want to respond? I think that's more important. There's no such thing as like an appropriate response. Tell me, how do you want to respond? You can tell me in Korean. Tell me how do you want to respond? 일관성 있게 무례함. 나한테만 그런 게 아니라고 생각하면 편한. What time is it? It's almost 10. Okay. 오늘 옷 단추가 참 예쁘다. Okay. So how do you want to respond? If you were responding in Korean, Star님, what would you say to that? Because you have to understand that 하면 감사해요? Then you say thank you. Then you say thank you. Because that's what you want to say. That's how you want to respond, right? So you say thank you. Thank you is good enough. 오늘 좀 신경 써서. You say, I wanted to look good today. I wanted to look good today. Star님, do you see what I'm trying to do? You have to understand that English is just a language. It's just a language. It's not a set of rules. English is not just a long list of rules that you have to learn to follow. No. It's a language that you use to communicate. So you always have to begin with, what do you want to say? You should never ask, what should I say? No. You should never ask that. It's never what should you say. It's always, what do you want to say? You begin from there, always. Okay? I keep hearing something in the background. I don't know what it is. My listing is like Wi-Fi. It works fine, and then suddenly disconnects. Your listing? I'm not exactly sure what you mean by your listing. Hey, Gentonic name, what's up? Didn't see you earlier. You might want to say thank you and trade some compliments, I guess. It all depends on what you want to say. Game? No, not tonight. I don't think I'm gonna get into a game tonight. A bit tired, so. Good evening. How are you tonight? It depends on the context. In this context, in a distance sounds awkward. At least to my ears, it sounds awkward. It should be from a distance. If you're simply worried about whether or not you can be understood, then I'm pretty sure people will understand you even if you said in a distance, but at least in this context, in a distance would sound off. At least to my ears, it sounds off. So we watch them in a distance? No, from a distance. From a distance. What am I up to tomorrow? I have to take Amber to the vet in the evening. So until then, I'm just going to try to catch up on some work. Because I just came back from a 4-day trip. I have some work that I have to catch up on. So that's probably what I'll be doing. What about you? What are you up to tomorrow? She's not limping as bad as she was before the trip, which is kind of weird. I thought it would even, I was actually expecting it to get worse after the trip because we would be, walking on the beach, which is a lot harder for dogs than just walking on a hard surface. And we would be walking around much more than normal. But she's actually, I think she's limping less. I don't know. I don't know how she's going to be tomorrow because I'm sure, because we did do quite a bit of walking when we were there. But she seems to be doing okay, at least so far. Yeah. You're going to a wildflower preserve tomorrow? Oh, okay. Having a little picnic too? Oh, that sounds good. Okay. With your family, right? Your daughters are studying for the school exam tomorrow. Oh, okay, so they have an exam coming up? What kind of exam is it? Is it their, what is it? Wait, it's their final, their midterms. They're getting ready for their midterms? I don't think that's possible though. I don't know. I think the key, like when it comes to her specific her specific condition, I think the key is to control her weight. Always try, make sure she doesn't gain any more weight, and give her plenty of exercise to build more muscle. I think those are key. as far as I understand, there's no way to reverse her condition, so she can't actually get better. But all we can really do is to make sure that it doesn't get worse. And the way to do that is to control her weight, make sure she doesn't gain any more weight, and also give her a decent amount of exercise so that she can continue building her muscles. Yeah. Midterms, okay. You kept asking the same question, but it didn't show. Really? What question? Beef? What question is that? What are you up to this weekend? Are you just gonna stay in or go out? I'll probably stay in as much as I can because I gotta catch up on some work. Yeah. Gotta write my book too. How about you, Ardini? What's up? What's up this weekend? Why do you and YG keep calling each other bro? You want to hear some opinions about Beef, the new Netflix series? Has anybody seen it? I don't even know about that show. It's a show or... Oh, it's a series? Okay, so it's a show. I haven't heard of that show. Her vet told you not to walk her much, and how can you get her to work out? The key is to not have her walk too long, too much at a time. So the doctor, the vet recommended that we walk her in short bursts. You know, so sporadically throughout the day, which is so hard. That's like, if I'm being honest, that's the one thing that I didn't want to hear. Because that would, because every time we take our dogs out and we come back home, we go through this process where we wash their feet and we have to dry them. And that alone, not even counting the walk itself, but after the walk, washing their feet and drying, it probably takes, I don't know, I'd say like half an hour or maybe 40 minutes. Yeah. So taking them out numerous times a day and for short periods at a time, because we don't walk our dogs in the neighborhood. We always drive them out to a park because we live in a very hilly neighborhood and the roads are very narrow. So whenever there's a car passing by, we have to actually step aside. Whenever there's a car passing by, we have to step aside so that we don't get run over. And so we live in a very hilly neighborhood where the roads are not very well laid out. And so whenever we walk our dogs, we have to drive them out to a park. Doing that several times a day, my gosh. Yeah, I'm working on my second one. Mm-hmm. It's starring Yoon Yo-jung and Song Kang-ho and the guy from Frankenstein. It seems pretty good. Oh, really? Beef, you said? All capital? Is it an acronym? There's a new Street Fighter game coming out? It looks like comedy. Beef. Which one is it? It's got to be this one. No? Maybe not. Which one is it? Is it this? But this one isn't new. It's this one. It came out in 2023. I guess what you're saying is the new season came out. Okay, I think I found it. Hey Mongjini, what's up? Came out, oh, the new season? Season 1 and 2. This AI Katie, what's up? So the second season came out yesterday? Is the new season that previously Steven Yeun did? I think it's the same one. I thought that was a movie. I didn't know it was a series. I didn't actually see it. Took an English class offline today. I had a lot of pause, though I prepared some expressions in advance. I said weird saying too much. I'm gonna Ibrukik tonight. Well, make sure it doesn't just stop at Ibrukik. Make sure you follow through and go through the things that you go through all the things that you could have said better or you couldn't say at all, and what you would say the next time you have an opportunity to say something similar. Make sure you go through all that. If all you do is Ibrukik, you're not learning anything from your experience. You love Carey Mulligan? Who's Carey Mulligan? Oh wait, are you looking at the Carey Mulligan? Okay, I'm not seeing a Carey Mulligan in the cast. You had chicken with some beer, so you feel dizzy. Is it because of the chicken? She's one of the most beautiful people to you. Okay. Why are you suddenly bringing up Carey Mulligan? Is she on this show? Oh, okay. Chochon Shikin. Found her name really. Yeah. What show? Beef. Someone was asking about the new season of Beef. I didn't even see the first. I don't think I even saw a single episode of that show. I didn't know they were still making that show. I thought it was a movie. Who's drinking Terra? What? I thought 성난 사람들 is the old classic film. 성난 사람들. 12 Angry Men or something. I'm not in coffee. What? Teddy Bear Neem, thank you very much for the membership support. I really appreciate that. I just looked up Beef Season 2 and Yoon Yo-jung is on. Yeah, I think someone mentioned that already. Someone mentioned that she was on that show. Wait, I'll be right back. I keep hearing something. Wait. I wonder what that is. Oh, it's the laundry machine. It's the sound of the laundry machine. No, we don't have a game night tonight. I was considering maybe playing this one game, but then, I don't know, it just doesn't seem that awesome. What should Discord, please tell me, please? What should Discord? What should Discord? What do you mean? What should Discord? How do you are you asking how you can get into Discord? Well, first you have to be become a member of either this channel or the toddler channel. Yeah. So if you become a member of either this channel or the toddler channel, then you can see a link to the Discord channel. That reminds me, I should probably update that link, shouldn't I? Oh, I think I'll try doing that right now. Posts. I'm updating the link right now. Should probably do the same on the toddler channel. What? So if you join, if you become a member, if you decide to support the work that I do on YouTube and become a member, then you can see a link in the posts page on either channel, and you'll see the Discord link. Yes, Teddy Bear, I just updated them, so try again. I just updated them, so please try again. Wake up, Nim. Did you record this video yourself? Is this a recent video? All right. Okay, I think I'm gonna call it a night, guys. Appreciate your time. Thanks for hanging around with me. I think I'm gonna maybe take a little break and then catch up on some work. Okay. So if I don't see you guys for the rest of the weekend, have a great weekend, everybody. Hope you guys have a good one, and take care, okay? It was nice seeing you guys again. It's good to be back, and I hope I see you guys very soon in a future live stream or in a future lesson video. Take care, guys. Yeah, see you guys soon.